What's good, y'all? It's that boy, Easy Millions, and I'm your host of that boy, ETV. You already know, man, we are back on Marvel Rivals, and tomorrow we finally get our big update with Ultron, and we get a whole bunch of new character changes. So I kind of just wanted to make a video real fast talking about the character changes that I'm most excited about, and then let me know how y'all feel as well, man. So the first one I want to talk about is going to be that Rocket Network. And with this is the new team up with Penny and Rocket Raccoon. And with this one, as the team up anchor, Rocket Raccoon will gain a 5% increase in healing effects when the team up is active. And his BRB will be upgraded with a web beacon. And also, Penny Parker unlocks a new armored spider nest ability through her team up with Rocket Raccoon, man. Now, with this right here, I feel like this is going to be really, really special for Penny. Penny's actually my favorite character in the game and the first character I actually mained. Fun fact, she's the only one I actually have a Lord icon for. I have a whole bunch of icons for a whole bunch of people, but she's the only one I've played enough to make to Lord. All the rest of them are like high ranks, but none of them have reached Lord yet, just because I play so many different people. But with this team up here, man, basically Rocket gets increased to his healing. He's already one of the best healers in the game, in my opinion, and he's getting an increase to his healing effects. And with his BRB, when they talk about the upgraded web beacon, basically when you place it, a web beacon, like how Penny's nest throws out the webs, his BRB will throw out an area of webs that will have micro drones out there. So it does actually help protect your teammates as they're rezzing, man. So that's going to be really big right there. And then the armored spider nest that Penny Parker gets, not only can she put down her basic nest, but she also gets another armored one, and she's able to drop down. From what I've been able to see online, the spider nest isn't as big, but again, being able to put down two different nests is just gonna extend her gameplay to the max, making it to where you can have all these webs out at one time, man. So I'm really excited for this Penny Rocket team up. Can't wait for that to come in, man. Definitely can't wait for that to come in. Now, the next one I want to talk about is going to be Captain America. And with him, they adjusted base health from 600 to 575. They increased the delay of shield recovery from 2 seconds to 4 seconds after unleashing Living Legend. And they increased the energy cost of Freedom Charge from 2,800 to 3,100, man. So I play Captain America as well, and this right here is a huge nerf to him. It's kind of crazy because I felt like the buffs they just gave him is part of the reason why people actually picked him up for real, and now you're kind of nerfing him in right back to where I believe people won't be using him. So Captain America's basic play style is kind of like stalling and staying alive, and, you know, being like a nuisance basically. And with all these nerfs, I feel like you're just basically killing that whole play style for Captain America. Now, is he annoying to deal with? Yes, he is, especially if you go up against a good one. But also, it's not like he kills very often. So with you getting rid of the main way he plays, which is that of like stalling by reducing his health, increasing the delay you can put up your shield, because it already takes forever to put the shield up, and then making it harder for him to get his ult in general. Like I said, it's a lot of changes to Captain America that I just find kind of weird, because I feel like you basically just nerfed him right back to nobody kind of really wanting to even use him. So that's a little weird to me right there. Now, the next one I want to talk about is going to be for Groot. And I wanted to mention this because not only do I play Groot from time to time, but he is somewhat known as the best tank in the game. But with Groot, they decreased the damage of Vine Strike per hit from 70 to 65, and they increased the Iron Wall's cooldown from 8 seconds to 12 seconds. Just so you know, the Iron Wall is the one that helps him gain bonus health when he hits an attack. And then they decreased the damage that his other wall does. Now, me personally, I do see that Groot definitely gets banned a lot. I do feel like he's one of the best tanks in the game, if not the best. But do I feel all this was necessary, especially the Ironwood Wall one, where you're increasing how long it's down for? I didn't think that was absolutely necessary, but okay. And then reducing his damage on the Vine Strike. I mean, hopefully it doesn't add up to too much. I mean, it's only 5 damage difference, but the him doing his ult and then putting one of those walls behind the group of players, that's really going to kill that little maneuver right there, because it's now just going to do less damage overall. So I guess they're just trying to knock Groot down a little bit, just probably because of how strong he is as a whole. So I can kind of understand that to an extent, man. So how do y'all feel about the Groot changes? Do y'all really think he needed them like this, or do y'all think this is a little bit of overkill, man? Let me know how y'all feel. Now, the next one I want to talk about here is going to be Psylocke. And with Psylocke, they decreased the retrieval damage of winged shurikens from 14 to 12 per hit, and they decreased the invisibility duration of psychic stealth from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. Now, personally, I don't really play Psylocke too much. If I play a dive character, I'm usually using Skylar Witch to dive, but I do understand how Psylocke works. Now, I don't understand why they nerfed the retrieval damage of her winged shurikens, as that just seems like a pointless nerf. And maybe it's because they feel her base attack does too much damage, but me personally, I don't see the purpose in that. And then decreasing her invisibility from 3 seconds to 2 seconds is really going to kill her dive ability, man, because that one whole second is I think you're really going to feel that as a Psylocke main, and I feel for y'all. I don't understand why this happened to her. I don't think that her invisibility was the problem. I think more of it has to do with the range of her ult and the fact that when you see that circle on the ground from her ult, if you're outside of that circle, there's still a chance for you to get hit. So I feel like that was more important and something they should have focused on more than getting rid of basically how she plays, man. It's weird. I didn't think Psylocke was really that big of a problem, but I guess so. If the devs are looking at her and feeling like, hey, we need to go ahead and knock this one out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Now, the last thing I really want to highlight here is going to be the changes to Jeff the Land Shark, right? So they added the new effect to his Joyful Splash, which now deals damage to enemies at 70 a second and can heal allies through other allies as well, but not through enemies though. The damage fall off starts at 20 meters to a maximum of 65% at 40 meters, and then reduce the healing per second from 150 to 100. They changed Aqua Burst to a charged ability with max of 3 charges, 3 seconds per charge. The new effect, direct hits now launch enemies up, increasing spell field damage from 40 to 45. They also changed the effect of healing bubbles from one-time healing to healing over time. Increase healing amount from the previous instant 85 to 120 over 4 seconds. Reduce max charges from 6 to 3 and remove the enemy launch up effect. Then they added a new effect called to Hide and Seek. It now has an energy cap, max 120, that drains by 20 seconds while submerged and restores 15 seconds when not. Reduce healing when submerged from 35 a second to 15 a second. And then his It's Jeff ability, Overflow Healing on swallowed allies, now grants 45 health per second on bonus health up to 150. And they increased the damage reduction received when taking a critical hit from 50% to 70%, man. So this right here is probably the biggest change to any character that we're getting in this next update, and this is basically just to get 100% rid of the DPS Jeff gameplay. Now, me personally, I didn't really think that it was that bad. If they had just changed the healing bubble like they did here, where basically they give him less healing and it's slower over time instead of the instant one, I think that would have definitely fixed the DPS thing. But I think the Joyful Splash now healing your allies, especially through other people, is going to be a huge game changer, man. But RIP to the Jeff DPS. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Me personally, it was cool to watch, but I understand why they felt they need to get rid of it, because he was way too able to get away and come in and get kills way too easily, man. So, but over and all, man, those are the biggest changes I saw in the patch notes with characters that I play with. Even though I don't necessarily play Psylocke, I still notice how big of a change that she had. But who did y'all notice in the patch notes that got changes? Is there any of y'all characters? Are there any changes that you're excited for? Are there any changes that you don't agree with, man? Let me know down in them comments, and let's get that conversation started, man. But I'm going to leave y'all off the rest of this gameplay here in the background, and I hope y'all enjoy that, man. But as always, please like, comment, subscribe, follow, share, become a supporter, and catch me streaming on Facebook Gaming and Twitch at DatBoyETV. Now, catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.